The Diavel 2023 has many of the same features as the Diavel 2022, including a large rear tire, a low profile, big air intakes, and high handlebars. However, Ducati just improved the distinctive set of qualities that the previously inconceivable Diavel delivered for its second generation, updating virtually everything else. Ducati states that it weighs 520 pounds when fully assembled or 491 pounds without gasoline. While riding the Diavel around my garage or speeding down the canyon, I never would have predicted those stats. Given the upgrades for 2023, which include a new engine housed in a new monocoque frame, that is a reduction of 28.6 pounds overall over the previous generation. Along with revised riding geometry with tighter bars and a longer seat, the redesign also has the most up-to-date electronics available today. The moniker, Diavel, comes from the new design's exposed hoses, single-sided swingarm, and half-naked four-pointed exhaust, which together create a nightmare zoo. However, since the Diavel's debut in 2011, Ducati has surprisingly found a method to successfully combine the two characters. When you look at the motorbike closely, you can see how low the engine and transmission are mounted, creating a lower, sportier center of gravity that makes switching from one side to the other simpler. Ducati has also extended the single-sided swingarm's suspension travel by 15 mm to better absorb the stress and bounce from the 240/45 rear tire. Although the long, low fork and huge rear tire indicate cruiser flair, the whole profile is very comparable to the current craze for naked bikes. The new Monster model from last year, which likewise does away with the trellis frame while tightening the handlebars and seat and adding a more slouched fuel tank in between, is somewhat comparable to the new Diavel in that regard. This concept is carried on by the 112 LED in the back light. And perhaps we now understand why the Monster line hasn't included a 4-cylinder model. The Diavel's geometry falls in between an aggressive character and a comfortable, upright personality, just like the somewhat more upright Monster. In the city, lean backwards; in the canyon, bend forwards. And the engines is up to the dual task as well, with only 2 cylinders running below 4,000 revolutions per minute in every gear, but first thanks to Ducati's first ever on-road cylinder deactivation technology. The change from 2 to 4 burns per revolution is only audible when you stop at a red light, keeping all 4 combustion chambers functioning in the meanwhile. The 4-cylinder exhaust awakens with a full scream when the 1,154cc 4-cylinder engines approaches the 11,200 revolutions per minute redline. The Ducati quickshifter performs as expected, with predictable slip spots in the lever travel and positive engagement that pulls the left foot up or down. The only noticeable difference between a 2-cylinder and 4-cylinder engine is that the Ducati quickshifter seems to thud a bit more when switching between them. The motorbike will tip over onto the front wheel when the gears are in neutral and the front and rear braking are applied. This is made possible by the vehicle's 520-pound wet weight in the Brembo-style brakes systems, which has 4 pistons gripping 2 330mm discs and a single 265mm rotor up front and 2 pistons on the rear calipers. A radially positioned master cylinder that is perpendicular to the movement of the brakes lever is another feature of the Ducati. When downshifting or stopping while in gear, the outcome seems enormous, great to experiment with the clutch or quickshifter. Four riding modes, available via the recognizable Ducati switchgear on the left handlebar and 5-inch gauge display, assist in customizing that power delivery to the situation. The amount that traction controls, ABS, and wheelie control intervene to stop possible dangers varies according on the driving conditions in sport, touring, urban, and, new for this year, wet. The reaction is obviously customized by the 3 power options as well,